right, great. Welcome. My name is Stephanie. This is brain training for Parkinson's. And today's theme is going to be use of vibration and what we call perturbation in sensing and feeling our bodies. So we'll get into it. I don't think I need to explain that more. So introducing a type of sensory stimulus to help you feel and connect into your limbs a little bit more. We are going to do this through some stomping, some jumping if you have that in your body. We're also going to be doing this through manual perturbation of your body. I don't know why I can't. I can't mute him. It's not registering. Oh, there we go. Okay. Mute all. There you go. Thanks. Okay, just want to make sure everyone's muted so the recording comes out clear. All right, so you're gonna need some sort of ball, or you can actually use your hands too, but sometimes it's nice to have the ball. The tackiness of the ball gives a little bit of different sensory experience, and you can do this seated or standing. I'm gonna do it kneeling so I stay in the frame. So we're just gonna take the ball and knock ourselves a little bit. So with the ball, or again, your hand, you can slap. So perturbation, vibration, this sort of like pounding, you can hear it in my voice, is kind of vibrating and come all the way down even into your hand. Make sure you get the back of the shoulder and down through the back of the arm. And then maybe even across your chest. Again, you can just use your hand if that feels right. I like the ball. It creates a little bit something different. Welcome in, just coming in and bringing the vibration all the way down your other arm. Oof. And all of the sensory innervation work that we do in this class is just based off of the idea that if you're not feeling a part of your body, you're less likely to use it. Or if your brain's not connecting into an area of your body, you're less likely to use it. So the more of this sensation that we can, sensory input that we can put into our body, the more our brain starts to understand that that limb exists and that it's a valuable resource for us to use. And then make sure you get sort of on the back of the shoulder if you can reach that as well. Good. Nice. Go ahead and put your ball down. We're just going to do a little bit of manual work for our hands. If you have rings on, sometimes this works better without the rings. So we're going to take the thumb and index finger and sort of the webbing that's in there, and then smush them together and rub the webbing of your fingers to stretch out your hands. Yep. Really get some pressure in the webbing there. And then peace sign. Interlace those webbings. Yeah. This one always hurts a little bit for me. My tight hands from texting, typing. And then Spock. Yeah. And lastly, pinky finger. Who can separate their pinky finger? Nice, good. And then here. Awesome. And then go ahead and just clap your hands together. Sorry if that's loud in the microphone. Clap your hands together. And then you probably know this from some other therapies. We're going to flick the fingers. This gives a little bit of vibration. Let's go thumb and forefinger. And then thumb and middle finger. So not just tapping, flicking. Yep. And then thumb and ring finger, flick it. So you have to get the nail bed to come behind the thumb pad. There you go. Good. And then pinky finger. Nice. Good. And then shake it out like you have wet hands and there's no dryer in the bathroom. Yeah. Good. Nice work. Perfect. Go ahead and interlace your fingers and we'll do a little bit of wrist rolls. Reverse the wrist roll. And roller coaster. Very good. And reverse roller coaster. One side is maybe a little funkier than the other. Excellent job. Good. And then a couple options here. We're going to do some loading through your hands. So if you are not getting on the floor today, you're going to find either a wall to load your hands on, or a desk to load your hands on. Or if you are coming down onto the ground, come onto the ground and come into hands and knees position. Just so that you get some weight through your hands. I'm looking for weight bearing through your wrists and your hands. So make your way down, figure out where you want to do the exercise. It should apply no matter where you are, okay? The exercise is relatively the same. All right, perfect. Everyone settled. So we're just going to rock the hips back a little bit over your feet or back into your chair, and then shift forward a lot so that you get your weight beyond your wrist, and then shift back and shift forward. Now, as you're working through this exercise, of course, you want to feel the weight transfer into your hands and then the weight transfer off of your hands. And we're going to bring our attention specific to that idea of weight transfer on, weight transfer off, weight transfer on, weight transfer off. Good. And then also take a look down at your fingers and your hands. How far apart can you spread those fingers? We stretched the webbing in your fingers, so hopefully you can spread them really far apart. I like to use the analogy of making your Thanksgiving turkey hand outline drawing. One more time. Good. And last one. Beautiful. And go ahead and take a seat on the floor. You can also be sitting in your chair. Hopefully you have your ball nearby. We're going to do the perturbations and the vibration now through our legs. So either with your ball or your hand. And it's nice if you're using your hand, cup your hand a little bit so you get a little bit more of this sort of like trapping of air. Go ahead and just start booping or bopping your leg, and make sure you get all over the surface area. So the top of your thigh, the inner thigh. And if this is easier sitting in a chair, by all means, go ahead and do it in a chair. And what I like about this too, because I like to overanalyze movement here, when you're moving the ball around, it asks that your leg moves a little bit too. So we're going to get some hip mobility when we're moving our leg around too. Okay. And then go ahead and work your way down the shin. And then up through. And then if it's possible to bend your knee and still stay upright, make sure you get your calf too. Maybe if you're really flexible, you can hold your leg up. Yeah, nice work, everyone. Good. Can you even get the top of your foot and the bottom of your foot? Like a workout for my shoulder here. All right. And then go ahead and just take a rest on that. And before we do the other side, close your eyes and notice if there's any difference between the side that you just engaged with and the side that you did not engage with. And just for yourself and maybe anyone else that can hear you in the room, say out loud one adjective of how the leg that you engaged with, how does that feel in comparison to the leg that you did not do? An adjective to describe it. I always think of windy. I feel like there's wind going out through my foot. All right, let's do the other side. Yeah, here we go. Good. Yeah, the adjectives can be really abstract too. They don't have to be like, I don't know, tingly. They don't have to be like that. They can be more imagery too. All right, and then like as I said, on the other side, we can get some hip mobility as we're moving the ball around through the inner thigh and the outer thigh, and maybe even underneath the thigh. And then down the sides of your leg. I'm going to switch my hand because I'm starting to get tired on that one side. Good. And if you're lucky, maybe flexible, we can get even further down. Nice. Top of your foot. Bottom of your foot. Puppy. Don't be distracted, Steph, just because I see a dog. Right? All right. And then we're going to take the ball off to the side. Place your hands back behind you. Or again, you could be doing this in the chair. And we're just going to stomp the foot. So again, we're using vibration and impact. Vibration and impact through the bottom of the foot, which then we can feel in our bones up through the whole chain, right? So if we get vibration in the foot, it's also going to vibrate the bones of our shin and the bones of our thighs and maybe even in our hips. Good. Make it loud noise. Make it loud noise. You got to get that impact. 2 more. And last one. Good. Nice work. All right. We're going to come up off the floor. Up off the floor and grab your letter ball or the object that you're going to use to toss around to warm up our eye tracking. And if you know the Letterball drill, go ahead and do the Letterball drill. I'm going to explain it as if there's people watching not knowing. So if you need a refresher on the drill. So right here we have an object that we're able to throw around with no worry that it'll break if it falls. We're just going to pass the ball up and catch it. Pass the ball up and catch it. Preferably it's a ball that you have to catch with 2 hands so that you get both the right and left contribution of your brain and your body to catch the ball. And then if the ball has letters or some sort of marker on it, you can draw letters or numbers, which is nice. You're going to say the letter or number out loud. J. 2. 10. Good. You can do this seated, kneeling, standing. Standing's nice because the ball can get a little bit more wild and you can maybe have to lunge a little bit for it. Good. And the idea with this is that we're warming up our eye tracking. We're expanding the field that our eyeballs have to move in by tracking the ball as it moves through space. So maybe you pass the ball over to one side and you follow the ball through space. We're going to do that 1 or 2 more times. Beautiful. And bring it back. All right. So exactly at your station here, I'm just close so I can see you all. Exactly at your station here, standing or sitting up nice and tall. Pick an object on in the room that's on your right side. This would be your right side. pick an object in your room that's on the left side, something that you could easily focus on. So if it's a corner of a picture frame or something of that sort, but something that you can easily focus on, and then it's about equal distance. And I want you to be able to see that object without having to move your head. Okay. We're going to take one or both hands on your chin so we don't cheat with our head turning. And you're going to take your eyeballs to the object on the side and then switch to the object over on the other side of the room, and then switch and switch and switch and switch, so on and so forth. Switch as fast as possible, but you also want to get focus of the object before you flick to the other side. How quickly can you focus on that object over to the side of the room? Okay, we're going to go for another 15 or so seconds. Push the range of motion in your eyeballs. Remember, we want to get that strain and that discomfort. Stretch your eyeballs to their limits. Maybe one more each side. Good. And then either walk around the room or do moving arms in place in your chair. So either take a lap around the room if you have that ability to walk around the room, or if you're just doing the class seated, just move your arms in a seated, just a kind of a walking position with the arms. Good. And in between these eye drills, we just do this sort of mundane task of walking just to kind of let the nervous system resettle back in, because we took the nervous system up to its threshold and then we're bringing it back with some mundane task. All right. Right here, let's go ahead and take either your ball or your knuckles. We did this neck stretch last week. So either the ball or your knuckles, and we're going to draw the skin, tug the skin in a circular sort of way from here up towards the back of your ear. So again, with the knuckles, it'll look something like this, where you're twisting the skin. You don't need to jab yourself, but you do need enough pressure to pull the skin up towards the ear. If you're doing it with the ball, which is how I prefer it personally, you're just going to press the ball in. It just gets more surface area, kind of in one stroke. And the tackiness of the ball should grip the skin to help you get that spiraling. And if you're using the knuckle technique, make sure you're moving around a little bit so that you get all the aspects there. And again, if you're doing the knuckle technique, not a lot of pressure, there's fragile structures in there, just enough to sort of grip the skin and pull it. We're just creating a little bit of lift in your skin so that the blood vessels and the lymph and the nerves can flow better just underneath the surface. Great. And then let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Again, knuckles, you're going to twist towards the back of the earlobe. I personally like the ball, so I'm going to use the ball. I feel like it grips my skin better. That's all. Microphone. Nice. Good. When you feel like you got both sides pretty good, I always like right left rotation. I know we didn't do a pre-check, but oh, that feels so good. Lovely. All right, pick something on the wall or in your room that you can laser focus your eyes on for the eye, the static eye focus, but the head movement. Okay, so whether that's, something on the corner of your screen or something on the wall in front of you, we're just going to go focus in on that object and then turning your head right and left. Go ahead and work through that. And you're going to try to pull your chin to the side as far as you can go without losing contact of your object, your forward object. take your time to pull yourself a little bit further than you think you can go. So you're going to go all the way to the side and then pause there and maybe go a little bit further every time. It's not about speed on this one. It's not like the saccades that we did earlier. Saccades. Yeah. We'll do 2 or 3 more. Remember, you want to push your nervous system a little bit here. Good. When you finish that last one, walk around the room or just do some mundane arm movements with the arms. Or if you sit to stands too, that works too. Just something sort of mundane that you don't really have to think about very hard. Nice. And then bring it on back to your little station. All right, we're going to do some reaction drills here, but we're going to combine the brain reaction drills with vibration in the bottoms of your feet. Okay. This is a brain speed. This is called a brain speed chart. In the past, I've held it up to the screen and had you look at it, but I think that's challenging to do. So I'm actually going to read it, and it's going to be more of an auditory drill where you're going to hear the, it's like Simon says, you're going to hear the cue and then react to the cue and then be open to the next cue. But with that being said, we're all going to be working at the same sort of stimulus tempo. So you got to try to keep up. Okay. So the work's going to go like this. If I say right, you're going to take your right foot and just stomp it really hard. Like you're having a temper tantrum. Okay. And hopefully you have enough padding underneath that foot so that you don't injure yourself, but you got the idea. And then if you hear the word, the left, it'll be the left foot. And I realized that was backwards on Zoom, but this is my left foot. And if you hear the center, you're just going to do your arms up towards the ceiling. And maybe if you're feeling good, come up onto your tiptoes if you have that balance in you. Okay. So it'll be right, left, center. And if you want to go for a hop, you're more than welcome to get that plyometric. Okay. Are we ready? And if you're doing it seated, you just do it seated. You can still march your feet and then bring your arms up, right? Okay. Are we ready? Everyone's got to stay on tempo. Here we go. Center, right, right, center, left, right, left, right, center, left, center, right, right, center, right, left, center, left, left, right, center, left, right. I think I froze at the end. Good. And then take a moment, grab your ball and play letterball with yourself just as a recoup from that. You can use the strategy of throwing the ball to yourself, or if you have a wall to throw off of, go ahead and throw off of the wall. Just a little bit more dynamic spontaneity in the passing. Remember to say the letter or number that you see as you catch the ball. Good. And as we come back, I'm going to ask you about that tempo, and you're going to let me know if it was too fast, too slow, or just right in a second here. Two more. Last one. Great. All right, thumbs up if it was too fast, like you're like, oh, it's too fast. Just right, it was too slow. Everyone said it was, everyone but one person said it was just right. So that means I'm going to go a little bit faster. All right, I'm going to turn it around. Are you ready? Same movements. I'm going to go a tiny bit faster, try to keep up. Are you ready? Set. Left, right, center, center, left, right, right, center, right, left, center, left, left, center, right, center, left, right, left, right, center, left, left, center. Nice job. Okay, too fast, just right, too slow. Just right, just right. All right, we're getting faster then. Letterball, go ahead and work through your letterball. If you're looking for a challenge, so with the idea with letterball, it's not only about tracking with your eyeballs, but it's also about sort of throwing you off guard. And I know it's hard to throw you off guard if you're the one playing with yourself, but using a wall is good. If you don't have a wall, you can throw the ball with your eyes closed, open your eyes when you release the ball, and then it'll sort of be coming at you in that way too. So you can close and then you have to open up your eyes and find that ball in space. All right. You can also do the eyes closed version, throwing against the wall. So when you hear the ball come off the wall, that's when you open your eyes. Yeah. Nice. There you go, Carrie. Good. Try to let that ball go crazy. You want to catch it in different places. You don't want to just catch it right in front of your chest. You want to catch it above your head, catch it to your right, catch it to your left, catch it low. We'll do 3 more tosses. Good. And then bring it back to your center. All right, we're going to do the reaction again, the reaction brain speed Simon Says game again. You're more than welcome to do the characters, the movements that my brain is this is clearly not fast today. You're more than welcome to do the movements that we did on the last set. So stomping right, stomping left, and then the jump. If you want to add a little bit more impact, you could go jump to the right and back center, jump to the left and back center, and then just jumping up on a vertical, okay, for your center. So I'm just kind of mixing up the movements for those of you that want to, you know, take up the intensity a little bit. Maybe you'll get some cardio work in too. Are we ready? Okay. Go this way. I'm changing the order here. All right, center, right, right, center, left, right, left, right, center, left, center, right, right, center, left, left, center, left, left, lots of left, right, center, center, left, and right. Nice job. Take a lap around the room. Nice. And then last time on this little series of your letterball, go ahead and play letterball. Again, you want to let that ball get crazy. Let it land in different quadrants of your space. And wherever that ball lands, try to catch it and read it in that space. So don't catch it and pull it into your field of vision. Catch it and read it over there so it pulls your eyes into different areas. Sort of the last layer of this game that's important. There you go. Nice. Bounce it off the ground. Some different stimulus for yourself. If you have a partner that you no would be have fun with this with you. You can do this in your free time with a partner. They can get kind of mean and throw it in different areas and all that good stuff. All right, 2 more throws. Nice. And then bring it back to home base. Good. All right, go ahead and make some fists with your hands. So whatever you're holding, just drop it. Make a really tight fist with your hands. Really, really hold, 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 and then release really big. And then make a fist with your hands and then release. Yeah. Good. So the next little bit of class, we're going to be working on some impact. So some might classify it as plyometric or jumping, I guess we could say. Now, with that being said, you can make this impact as impactful as you feel is safe for you. So if you have joint issues, please go with the low impact. But I do find that having some sort of the impact in the jumping is good for both bone health and then also that vibration factor that we've been trying to create through this class. And last one. Good. With that being said, what's interesting about being airborne is for a split second, your body doesn't have a lot of sensory information coming in. And so you can lose your balance quite easily because there's no sensory information going in. So 2 things on that. If that tends to be you, make a fist in your with your hands or hold on to, if you have a tennis ball, if the object is small, hold a tennis ball, and that'll give your body sort of this idea of like you're holding on to something, kind of like tricking your brain and hopefully give you a little more stability. So go ahead and grab your fists or your tennis ball or whatever you want to squeeze. And actually, I'm realizing I have some balls here that I'm going to use. Ooh, and if they're textured, even a bonus, right? If they're textured balls, even bonus. And we're going to do some VOR drills again to kind of get our balance centers ready. And then we'll do some more of that jumping. All right. So I'm just going to hold on to the balls just for some balance. You can have palms facing up right here. Find your object on the wall that you're going to do your vestibular work with. It's called VOR, vestibular ocular reflex. And we're going to go on the diagonal. So chin and eyes go up. Chin and nose go up. Eyes stay on the object. Chin and nose go down on the diagonal, stay on the object. So it's this. And make sure you're actually going on the diagonal and not nodding up and down, because that can happen if the neck range of motion isn't used to this or is not available. Yeah, nice way to stand up there, David. Great. Go ahead and just work on that diagonal, same diagonal. Good. Remember, the chin stays steady. I'm sorry, the eyes stay steady. Oh my gosh, my words. The eyes stay steady, the chin and head move. Thank you. The eyes stay steady, the chin and the head move. Good. Nice. And then blink 10 times. Maybe walk around the room if you're feeling like that gave you a little bit of work in the nervous system, sort of reset. Ooh, I noticed my body was just doing this. Look at that. That was like some vibration through my shoulders, right? And then go ahead and do the other diagonal. So looking at your object, go ahead and do the other diagonal and you'll get about 10 passes. 10 passes. All right. Good. Remember, this isn't about speed either. I mean, you can go through the ranges that are easy for you rather quick, but then once you get to the end, hold for a little bit and take yourself a little further. Remember, you want to push it and you're going to get eye strain. That's normal. That's how you know you're at your threshold. My body does not like this side. Maybe one more. Good. And then walk around the room. Great. All right, so not only are we going to get some vestibular work, but we're also going to get some plyometric or vibration in terms of the jumping. We're going to hold on to our fists or our objects. I like the objects because it helps with some grip strength as well. It's a double dipper. All right, I'm going to go through that little chart again. I'm going to read it out loud so it's more of an auditory exercise. And instead of it being right, left, center, it's going to be up, down, and center. Okay. So if we go up, an obvious thing is arms come up, and you can add the jump if you'd like. Okay. If it's down, you're going to come down and touch the ground. Now, if you know yourself to lose your balance when you come down to the ground, maybe don't go quite as far, just touch your knees. Okay. Otherwise, push yourself to come all the way down to the ground. And if it's center, you're going to bring the arms out to the side, or you can do a little jack, arms out to the side and then back in. Okay. So it would be up, side, down. Okay. We got the movements. Are we ready? See if I can read this chart now. Okay, here we go. Ready, set, begin. We're going to go up, down, center, up, up, center, up, center, down, center, up, down, down, center, down, up, center, up, up, down, center, center, up, and down. Good, nice job. Walk around the room and I'll ask you if that was too fast, just right, or too slow when you come back. Hopefully you're getting your heart rate up a little bit in today's class, yeah? A little bit more movement today, great. And then did anyone get dizzy going up and down? Or are we okay there? We're okay. Okay. All right. Give me a thumbs up. Too fast, just right, too slow. Awesome. That's what I thought too. Okay. I'm going to go a little faster then. Are we ready? Use the balls for a little bit of sensory feedback, especially if you're doing the jumping. Ready, set. Oh, let me turn. Hold on. Let me close the door. It's a little too loud. We're going to go up, down, center, center, up, down, down, center, down, up, center, up, up, down, center, up, center, down, center, down, down, center, up, and down. Nice job. Woohoo! Okay, walk around the room, collect yourself. Looking good today, everyone. Keeping up, getting a little aerobic. Looking good. All right, bring it back. Too fast, just right, too slow. Okay, I'm going to go a little faster then. Movements are going to stay the same. If you want to do a burpee on the bottom, you're more than welcome to do a burpee. I don't know if some of you want to do like a full burpee where you come down and do a little jump out. Okay. That's for the people that are a little bit, you know, overachievers maybe. Oops, I'm going to read this. And so, okay, we ready? Let's go this way. Let's let David get into his station. No person left behind. Okay, this is the last one. Up, down, up, center, down, center, down, down, center, down, center, down, center, up, up, center, up, center, center, up, down, up, down, down. Nice work. Great job. Walk around the room. Nice. All right, go ahead and grab your object. We're gonna do one last set of letterball, just a very simple kind of warm down here. Go ahead and throw it against the wall, catch it, or throw it to yourself again. Let yourself get wild. Let it get a little wild, kind of throwing you off. Especially if you have the soft letter ball, start to throw it a little faster so it comes at you quicker. Yep. That's it. Nice carry. Chuck that thing. Nice. And again, if the wall is not an option, you can close your eyes. That'll create a little bit more kind of spontaneity in it. Good. And we'll do 3 or 4 more tosses. Good. And then go ahead and make your way down onto the floor for this last bit. David, are you going to stay in the chair? Or are you going to try to go on the floor? Awesome. So proud of you. Nice job. Take your time. Okay, so we're just going to do a few kind of basic Pilates-ish type movements, and then we'll do our reflection time. Let's come on to all fours when you're ready. And when you're ready, separate your hands as wide as they can go. Again, the webbing of your fingers, and you can tuck your toes underneath you to stretch the balls of your feet if that's available to you. And we're going to go into cat cow, but we're going to go slinky cat cow. Slinky cat cow asks that you tuck the tail first and then wave your body into your, it's called flexion or black cat. And then we're going to go from the tail first here. So letting the tail unravel and then coming into your extension or your cow position, whichever resonates with you. All right. So tail first, let yourself unravel or tuck under one vertebrae at a time, pushing the ground away and getting your shoulders to separate around the sides of your body. And then eyes will stay down, unravel your tail first. Your eyes and your head are the last thing to come up. Nice. Let's just do 2 more cycles there. Tuck the tail, round yourself in. Good. Let your head be the last thing that comes underneath. Pushing the ground away, and then let your tail unravel, coming into extension. Shoulders come out of your ears and down your back as your eyes come up. Last one here. Tuck the tail, pull underneath, push the ground away. Feel the pressure in your hands. Be extra sensitive to the weight through your hands and wrists. And then releasing the tail out into extension here. Nice. All right. Go ahead and bring your knees a little bit wider and your hands a little bit more narrow. And we're just going to take your left hand and tap your right shoulder. Hopefully you can stay balanced. And your right hand and tap your other shoulder. Good. As you work through this exercise, try to limit the drama of weight shifting and twisting and all that. Nice and tidy. Accept the work before you lift the arm. Good. Last one. Excellent. And then go ahead and bring yourself up into a tall kneel. I know I just chopped off my head on the frame, but go ahead and roll out your wrist real quick. So we're going to come back into the hands and knees. Come on down. Now we're going to do lifting of the knee one at a time. So just lifting one knee and then lifting the other knee. Don't worry about it being a certain way, just as long as it gets off the ground, I'm happy. If you want to do some version that's specific to you, go for it. Yep. One more time. And then bring it up. Roll out your wrists. All right. Now here's the brain tease. This is where we're going to do opposite arm and knee hover. Opposite hand and knee hover, I should say. So if you look at it from the front, it would be left hand, right knee. Good. And again, you can do whatever version of that you know in your practice, but I just want the knee lifted and then bring it down and then other side. Good. Down and then the other side. Down and then the other side. Good. As you work through that, I'm just turning to the side. As you work through that, when you bring all four limbs down, maybe let your shoulders drop or let your sternum drop. And then as you go into the other side, lift through the system. And then drop and then lift through the system. Drop and lift through. Drop and lift through. Now start to take that into a little bit of locomotion. So crawling forward. We did this a couple weeks ago. Good. Creepy crawling forward. Starting to move forward out of the frame. And then same thing, we're going to go backwards, moving same thing with the opposite limbs. Dropping, lifting, dropping, lifting, dropping, lifting. Opposite arm and leg lift at the exact same moment. Yeah. Last two. Good. Nice work. Go ahead and crawl back into your station. And if you want to do the fancy transition onto your back, you can follow me. Otherwise, find your own way. We're going to cross the feet over. See if you can sit over your ankles and bring the legs out in front. Or figure out how you want to lay down on your back. We're all just going to meet down here on the back. All right, we're going to pull out our inner selves for 20 seconds. We're going to throw a temper tantrum on the floor. So pounding out through your legs, pounding out through your arms. 20 seconds, just go crazy. Get that pounding, pound, 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 pound. Be hypersensitive to the impact in the bottom of your feet and your arms and the back of your hands and the front of your hands and the back of your arms for 4, 3, 2, and quiet. Let your limbs go out long. Let yourself be settled after that chaos. Maybe you still feel that vibration happening in your body, even though it's settled, which is kind of the cool thing, because that means the fluid is still moving in your body. Your vestibular system is still activated. Your heart rate is maybe beating a little bit higher than normal. The feeling of sensation of doing sensation, but not moving. Sensation, but not moving. That residual vibration. I love it. Means you're alive. All right, we're going to take 2 minutes of quiet to play back the session in your own mind and your own experience. If you want something to think about, you can think about what was new, what was interesting, what was fun, what was terrible. and maybe 1 or 2 things you want to jot in your notebook for adding to your short list of neuro drills that you're starting to curate for yourself. I'm going to put the timer on here. Start to roll your ankles and your wrists. And maybe bring your legs side to side or your knees side to side if you have your knees bent. Start to rotate and roll through your body right and left. You can turn your head right and left. Nice. And we'll take 1 deep breath in through your nose. Rather quick inhale, and then the longest exhale you could possibly make happen. Excellent job, everyone. All right, before I turn off the recording and unmute everyone, just a reminder. So next week, we're going to start the class with sort of a curated 15 minutes of drills that we'll record for the PD Active YouTube channel. So it'll be kind of your short list of your daily neuro warm-up, if you want to call it that or use that. It will be general, so it won't be specific to you, but I'll have kind of a general 15-minute routine if you need something to get started. All right. Great. I'm going to turn off the recording.